Hello and welcome to my channel. So I just got home from my first part of work and my art snacks and ScrawlrBox had arrived. So I'm really excited to see what's in the ScrawlrBox because I was underwhelmed by the art snacks and I need a little endorphin boost, which, you know what? ScrawlrBox is really good for that. Oh, darn. Almost had a good one. Just one little rip and you're into your art supplies. Alright, so let's see what they are. So I have seen spoilers of this already because honestly I see people from the UK getting it and I'm like, I might as well watch the spoilers because you never know when it's going to get here. And there's a zine. I'm going to get all the supplies out. Okay, I really want to get into this. Ah! Oh no. I tore part of the sticker. Okay. Ooh. Oh. It looks like a caramel, and that just is such a beautiful caramel. It looks so pretty. Or maybe a toffee. Caramel or toffee. Okay, I haven't had lunch yet, so for the time being, it's going to go in the candy jar for the subscription boxes. Because I haven't had lunch, I'm craving them, but I'm going to wait for lunch. This is a beautiful sticker. I really love that sticker. Okay, November 2021, Creating Calm. I'm not going to look at the supply list just yet. Oh, that fits so perfectly. I almost didn't notice it. So we have a little mini eraser. You know, I'm happy we get a eraser in one. So this is more of a plastic eraser. I don't know how the eraser is recyclable unless it's the packaging. Anyway, so that's good. Always good to have an eraser, especially when it goes with a pencil. So I have a set of colored pencil of the Goldfaber Faber. I always call it Faber in my head. When I was little, my grandparents had a set, and I always read it as Faber because Faber means color. So, also why I used to read Faber Castell as Faber Castell. Fun thing of being little and second language confusion. Okay, this is cool. Okay, I'm going to get close up. That clip is so cool. So this is a 0.1, teeny tiny. Okay, gotta be careful not to break that one. Oh, I do not have the small of a white Posca pen yet, so that'll be really good. Yeah. I'm happy about that. And then these. Okay, looks like I got the Tokyo edition and the Venice edition. Never been to Tokyo, been to Venice multiple times. Absolutely love Venice. Okay, so yeah. I think that's really awesome. Oh, oops. I forgot about the paper because it was actually really cool. It is a sketchbook. ScrawlrBox included a little sketchbook, which I think is pretty cool. It's not like a giant sketchbook, but it's a good size. Feels like decent paper. It says it is 120 GSM. So that is really cool. Anyway, if you want to see the menu, Feel free to pause it if you want to read any of them. I'll try to get the glare out. The art is this, which I think is really beautiful. I have tried doodling this style and I find it very difficult for me, but I'm excited to try to mimic it. Here's the info of the artist. I'm not going to try reading it off because I tend to start stumbling over words. The Scrawler zine, and my favorite way to display all the supplies. Oh, it's a toffee. Buchanan's Toffee Whirls. Okay. Toffee's still good. Caramel's good, toffee's good. Okay, so here's the sit down with the artist. Feel free to pause any of these spots so you can read it. I try to get it and everything. So I just looked at the how would you describe your art style? Zentangles. Zentangles are really cool. I find them very difficult for me. But that's just me. So we have some of the tips of everything. And again, feel free to pause it to look at it. Yeah, my brain just focused on this one. Visual interest with cross-hatching, squiggles, dots, circles. Mix it up. I enjoy doing it. I just don't feel like I'm very good at it. Okay, and here's the Scrawler gallery from the box that I still haven't tackled yet. Yeah. Hopefully I'll get into it. I really hope I get over my block. Ooh, and a little extra about art therapy. Again, going to try to get all the parts. If you want to pause it and read it. All right. I am really excited about these. And I want to see what colors I got. Uh-oh, finger stuck. Ooh. Definitely think that sort of matches Venice. I would have put more of a taupey color and something that looked a little dirtier. Venice is beautiful, but it's the times I've gone in summer, Venice smelled so bad because it happened to be trash days, and oh boy, Venice smells. Well, I mean, their trash containers are boats, so if you have the misfortune of walking over a bridge when one of those boats are going by, it's not fun. Definitely love Venice. Doesn't feel as dirty as Rome in summer. Rome in summer, that feels dirty. I mean, when I say dirty, I mean I walked with sandals, and when we got back to the hotel, my foot was black with dirt. So, and these are the colors of the Tokyo one. I think this is going to be a very interesting mix for a limited palette. So I'm going to get my game plan going. Oh, also, one thing that I saw people complaining about was last month we got Copics and we have more markers, but the one thing about these are water-based markers, whereas Copics were alcohol-based markers. So it doesn't bother me that I got markers again, because in my mind they're a completely different art supply. Okay, so I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do, set up. I hope you enjoy watching me create, and I will see you on the other side. Alright, so here's what I came up with. So if this flower looks, okay, I didn't smudge the Posca. If the flower looks a little familiar, I actually used this bottom flower as a reference. It was a little bit interesting trying to figure out where the flow of the flower was. So I started to do this petal, how the artist did the petal, and then halfway I ended up transitioning it to not being that way, but I honestly thought this was a really fun box. In all honesty, this little sketchbook now, it's not the biggest sketchbook, and by the way, if you put any water in or do a very thick spot, it's going to ghost through, so it's not necessarily one I'm going to be wanting to use for a ton of stuff, so I have designated this as my Zen Doodles sketch pad, which honestly isn't a bad thing. So just trying to get a closer look. This took me so much longer than what I budgeted in for the art piece. You can see all the details I put into it. Again, I wanted to do the Zen Doodles because it is not my forte, is a way to put it. It is something that I struggle with, and honestly, what my goals have been lately has been to do things that I struggle with. So this Uni Posca pen, I'm a little bit disappointed in it because it's supposed to be opaque white, but right here, this is a light blue line, and then you can see everything coming through the stamen of the flower, which is a little annoying, but you know what, we might have to just work up layers, and all I wanted was a little bit of glow in the background, and I was okay with some of the details coming through, so that wasn't that big of a deal, at least for this artwork. This was completely dry when I try to start it. I don't know if it'll show up, but if you can see, like on the E, I was going over multiple times, and on the V was because I couldn't get any of the pigment started. I ended up just holding water dropper above it and just dropped some water onto it. Then it started going, but I'm not sure what that means, if it's was dry and scratchy to start out with. Anyway, the one good thing about the pencil was that the moment I laid down some of the darker colors and the moment I started doing the doodles on top, it was very difficult to figure out where half of the pencil marks are. Like, it ended up being just fantastic with these and for this technique, because honestly, I'm not entirely sure where the eraser went to already. Did I put it away? Nope, I didn't. Where did it go? Here it is. So this little eraser is something I'm probably going to put in my eraser drawer, and I'm not going to really be touching much since. And as for the colored pens, honestly, for doing something like this, I think they're fantastic. I am going to be designating these my doodle pens, specifically for doing Zen doodles, which, I mean, I probably could have scribbled them in a palette, added some water, and do the whole 9 yards with that. But in all honesty, I have a feeling it's a little bit of the paper, but they ended up coming out very streaky even when I use Tombows and I do the same type of coloring. I don't get the streaks like I was getting with these, so I think they're better off if they're a color underneath something. So the Zen Doodles are going to be perfect for them. And that's where, honestly, I didn't read or I didn't watch any of the videos of other people doing any artwork with their products. I just sort of looked at what the contents were really quickly. But I know some people, when they opened it, were complaining about more markers. And I could easily see some complaining about these just because it's very hard to tell. There's a spot here where just nothing wanted to work on the paper, and a couple other spots I was having trouble with. I mean, they did better on the watercolor paper, which I sort of expected. But this color in the Tokyo pack, by the way, none of them have names. The only reason I know which is from which pack now is because, here, I got to compare. I put dots on the one from the Venice pack. So that's the only reason I know which one's which still. But this color from the Tokyo pack, it took multiple coats for something to even show up. It is such a pale color that part of me is like, why have it anyway? It was not good, but I think for the theme, these were fantastic for it. If it was going to be a watercolor theme and doing more of a polished, finished project in which you're not having any line work and more doing as if it was a watercolor style, no, these are not good for that at all. But for this type of thing, I thought they were fantastic. I loved it. For the challenge of creating calm, if you would have noticed on the video, of course, I haven't edited it yet, but by the time you watched it, you have seen my edits. I put in where my anxiety level was when I was creating this. I do have anxiety. Oddly, tackling a Zen doodle on camera was giving me anxiety. I can do it. I've doodled. I've tried Zen doodles before. I took a Skillshare class on doing Zen doodles because I think they're very neat, and I do like the idea of doing art that's a little more meditative. So I included where my anxiety level was. Started out high because I was recording it. And yeah, I'm not entirely sure if Zen doodles are truly calming for me, but I really enjoyed making this piece and I'm pretty proud of it. Honestly, I would love to duplicate this flower again sometime. Maybe a little bit different leaves, but I could see doing this flower with a background of more watercolory, very light leaves. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed this box. It's definitely one of my top boxes of the month. And if you're curious what other boxes I got, today's Saturday, tomorrow on Sunday, I will be posting my comparison of the boxes that I received this month, which was Sketchbox, Art Snacks, and ScrawlrBox, which was what you just watched. I am also going to be looking at what came in the Palpful packs. I did not get it this month, but I am able to look at what the menu was and I can talk about it. And so yeah, that will be coming out tomorrow, so keep an eye on that. If you go on my Instagram, I'm slightly behind, but I'm behind in posting it. I'm caught up in actually making the art, but I am doing 24 days of holiday doodles, so you can go to that. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Bye.